Hello everybody, welcome back. So let's have a brief look at a bit of an overview of what's going on with some of these altcoins, because obviously we're aware of a Bitcoin consolidation or correction, or some people might even call a crash. The market is dumping and it's all over. Oh my god, I was so stupid. What have I been doing with my life? Look, don't worry. Look, I appreciate there's probably a lot of people that have been that are relatively new, and when I say new, I suppose not been around for a full market cycle, and something like this might come across, and I can understand that, as daunting and scary. But really, it's very much all in keeping with the way that cryptocurrency works. Bitcoin, altcoins, the lot. Now, if you're new to it, that's fine. Everybody's new to something once. I was new to it once, and it's fine. It's been an extremely good time, I suppose, this last year, and that really picked up momentum towards the end of last year. And in a way, I suppose it overheated the market. I've not seen Bitcoin do something like that, for a long time, and it was built upon a variety of different things, PayPal, institutional money, this, that, and the other. It basically was a very constructive bull run. It wasn't massively crazy, but it was pretty crazy. And then when what ended up happening is we got overheated up here. Altcoins were completely oversold, and there was a correction. A very short correction by about 35% on Bitcoin, and during this time, altcoins rallied. So it's and that was a more obvious situation. Altcoins were literally very, very, very cheap because Bitcoin had taken everything, and we can see that when we look over at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance we were able to play this range with Bitcoin dominance before until it broke out of that range. We scaled into the altcoins here, but since then, alts have gone crazy. And if you look at the way that this is moving now, this wick, I don't know whether to believe it or not, but we'll focus on the candle bodies. If we look at the way that it's moving now, even in the face of this dump now, altcoins still, it's proven that there's a lot of altcoins out there with still some decent opportunity. Now, everything has to be based upon their charts, so there's still opportunity out there, and it's interesting to watch my portfolio balance go down at the moment with in the form of it's monetary value, obviously, but some of the altcoins that I'm holding, in fact almost all of them, have performed better than Bitcoin in this dump. And here's just a handful of some of the ones that I have been holding. Now, EOS is a different story. EOS, we've always been waiting for it to come back down. This is why I sold up here, but the overall picture for me and EOS is that I'd like to see it come down to $7.20. Really, I would like to see that, and I'll be waiting for that. So we'll forget about EOS. I'll do a video on that separately. SXP, for example, you could look at this chart and there'd be nothing wrong with just looking at this chart and just saying, well, that is doing its SXP thing. It's particularly strong, which again is something that probably a lot of people wouldn't expect. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to the moon or anything like that, but the way it's behaved in this last dump, considering that the market generally drags everything down, when Bitcoin comes down, drags the market down. You wouldn't be wrong in saying that, if you looked at this chart, you wouldn't really think that Bitcoin is in a giant correction at the moment. You really wouldn't think that. You just think that this chart is doing its normal thing. It is obviously looking particularly worrying in its own little way. But how far have we come down? 3.3%. Bitcoin is currently down 7.5%. Interesting stuff. Algorand, again, another coin that's actually got a decent looking setup at the moment. Still playing within this this triangle formation, looking to decide which way it wants to go. We are down 9%, 8%, which is more than Bitcoin, but we were up more. So the drop from the top to the bottom is obviously more. It looks worse, but again, against its Satoshi parents, we just have a brief look at Algo versus Bitcoin. You will see the difference in the way that the chart has been behaving throughout the rest of this downtrend that Bitcoin's forming. It's actually been in a pretty significant uptrend. So strong against Bitcoin. Strange, isn't it? Strange. And XRP, another coin that people like to rip into. XRP, man, ultimate scam, the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. Well, I disagree. It's performing extremely well versus Bitcoin, and we'll see that if we just have a look at XRP to Bitcoin. We will see. We'll see the damage that's been inflicted upon the Satoshi charts. It's bullish. It's bullish. So again, there's a lot of things that I've been holding that I've watched with great interest. Now, obviously, I would expect a bit of downside on XRP right now, but I mean, this is a bullish-looking chart. I have to say, very bullish-looking chart. Remember, buying into XRP right now doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be rich tomorrow, but it's proven that it's actually stronger than Bitcoin. So it's really kind of strange way that some of these altcoins are behaving in the way that Bitcoin is going down and these altcoins are going up against Bitcoin. I mean, it's definitely something worth taking note of. You can still trade altcoins during a Bitcoin downtrend, and don't expect to make a load of money, but you will accumulate more satoshis if that's your intention, if you do it appropriately. So again, this is all part of what we do on the Patreon. So if you want to join that, it's £7.50 a month, and you get 2 live streams a week. And there's a Telegram now just for Patreon members. There's also a free Telegram if you want to join that. All the links are in the descriptions below. And we look at altcoin after altcoin after altcoin, and we're getting some very interesting situations going on right now. Like I say, if Bitcoin, I've just done an analysis on Bitcoin. There's a whole video on Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin does continue to correct, which I kind of expect it to do so, it would be very interesting to see how we can use that, trading maybe Bitcoin to altcoins, and like I say, maybe not expecting to see an enormous difference in our overall account balance versus dollar or pounds or euros or whatever it is that your native currency is, but stacking those satoshis seems to be a relatively easy thing to do in this downtrend. So I thought I'd bring it to your attention that it's not necessarily over. The fat lady isn't singing, in my opinion. In fact, the fat lady is probably still on a first course meal. She's not going to be singing anytime soon, and I think there's plenty of opportunity in this market, even in this downtrend. In fact, especially in this downtrend, and you've got to play it for the long game. You've got to be in it for the long game. And if it's your intention to stack satoshis, then now looks like a really, really good way of doing it. I brought these examples to the table. It's just something I've noticed today. Doesn't mean that they're the best examples. There'll be many more out there that offer probably greater opportunity. But this is the sort of thing that we'll uncover tomorrow night in the live stream. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day, and don't get too concerned over what's going on. It's all part of the game that we've decided to play. And like I say, if you want to sell up and hibernate, wait for the good times to begin again, that is completely up to you. If you want to improve on your strategy and take all emotions out of this, then there's definitely some good strategy out there to make the most of. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there, but thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and take it easy.